Today we are making Korean Mandu pot stickers. So you're going to want to roll out your dough, which I have done. Now I made two different kinds. I made some in the refrigerator and left them overnight. And then I'm going to make, I'll show you how to make the dough, which is here laid out. So you're going to take 3 cups of flour and you are going to put it into a bowl. And it doesn't have to be exact, okay? Because you're looking for a certain consistency. Now if you have, and then I've already added my salt, so you can do about a teaspoon of salt if you want, and then about a half a cup of water in here to start out with. And you're just gonna blend it with a fork until you get a nice consistency of a rolled flour. There goes another half a cup. If it's too mushy, it won't be, but if it is too mushy for you, then you can always just add some more flour to that. Warm water is always best, but you want to be able to make it kneadable. So we're just going to let this sit for just a little bit. That'll be perfect as we work on our rolled dough. So I have just my cutting board here, and you're going to just roll out your dough onto your cutting board, okay? Now again, I'm always using canning lids, okay? So this canning lid, I'm going to push it out. Now I have my little round and put it there, and see I'm putting them on the, and I flour this just because you do not want to have them sticky. And these are all, the mandus are always really, really popular in my family. We eat a lot of Asian food in our home because it is healthy for you. Instead of using pork today, we are using ground turkey. And so I bought a pound of ground turkey. And I'll show you that. So here is my mixture. A pound of ground turkey, and then I have those roasted garlic, the garlic and chives in here. Now you can omit the chives. We don't like onions, but we like chives in our family. And then I use my little secret ingredient, pesto basil, okay? So pesto has all of the, kind of gives it that little kick, which I like, and it's just to flavor it, to give it a little pop in there. So I don't like cabbage, so I'm substituting the cabbage for the pesto. So there it is in there. Now you're going to bring your cutting board back. And I'm going to show you how to make this little tiny pot sticker. There's 2 ways of doing this. You don't have to have a ton of meat in here. I like smaller portion sizes, and you then just kind of stretch and pull it over like so. Now you can take a fork, but I do not. I like to just make these little, it's kind of fun to make them. Just make sure they stay together. Your meat is already cooked and you have this cute little portion of your mandu. So we will make all of these. If you want to make a bigger one, make sure that you have these thin. You're gonna want your little pot sticker, your little piece of dough thin on there, okay? And once you cut it out to size, you can also just kind of shape it, okay? Stretch it out a little bit. So I first kind of push it down with my fingers, right? And then I kind of, my fingers are going together in this motion, okay? So there is another one. And we're just going to continue on until we have enough to fill our little wicker, our little Asian basket that we're going to be steaming to make the Gen Mandu. Okay, so we are back and we are plugging along at our pot stickers. So here they are. They're going to be going into the little basket, the little steamer basket in just a minute. I'm going to show you a couple little tricks that I use. So when you roll these out with your ring, right, you're going to stretch these out because you want them quite thin. You don't want to stretch them out until they get a hole in them, but you want them stretched out enough that when you use your ingredients inside, put your meat in there, and I have a small glass of warm water. So you take the warm water and you bring it around to the sides, all the way around. And the reason why you do this and put water around the side is because when you roll it over, you want them to stick together and you don't want them to separate. And then you just push them down, making a little half a moon, and then making your little design. Putting your fingers together and doing it that way. Isn't that cute? So we're going to continue on. Remember to stretch it out just a little bit. You can do this before or after, right? So you can put the water on before you put the meat on or after, it doesn't matter. And you know, a teaspoon, right? And then roll it back over. Kind of push it down and then make your little design. And it is that easy. So I probably have 2 dozen of these, and they're all of the same meat. So it's ground turkey. It has salt, pepper, pesto, basil, and liquid aminos. And I just sprinkle a little bit in here just to get a little bit of flavor. You could also put some sesame in there as well. So again, we're just going to keep on doing this until they're all done. And then I have, so this is the one little trick that you need to know is use that warm water along the edges so they stick together, okay? So here's your one that's all ready to be, that is stretched out. So my family likes to eat these. And I like to make them. Just like that. So we're going to continue on, make the other ones, and then we'll go over to the basket, the little Asian basket, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you how to use these Asian baskets, okay? They're an Asian steamer. I got this one at the Asian Mall in Eden Prairie. I think it was like $15.99. So they're not expensive at all. And you put your wok on here, put enough water on the bottom. You might have to keep on adding water because this is gonna sit on top. But here's one of the secrets to this is you need this wet. So a lot of people don't want to get this wet, and you're just going to run it under your sink. You want all the wood to be wet. And do these last a long time? No, but they're so inexpensive that they're easily replaced. And some people even soak them, for a long, long time, like an hour or two, and get them like super wet. And now it's a little heavier. That water has absorbed into it. I don't soak mine in the sink. And this is gonna go right on top of here, like so. Now as Greg holds that there, I am going to, here's my pot stickers. And in just a little bit, the water will start steaming. So as you can see, it's been just a couple of minutes. You can see the steam coming out of my little basket, which is super cool. And they are not quite done, but they're looking really good. A couple more minutes. So let's take a look and see what our Jin Mandu are doing. Now if they come out, let's see, if they're not sticking, so that's beautiful. They are almost done. They've been on there for about 10 minutes. Let's give them just a couple more. So I'm not, these are done, but I want to check on, I put some new ones in here. They're not ready, but I want to check my water. So I'm going to lift this up. It's not, and see my water is needing to be refreshed here because you don't want your water you want steam. So I just put a canning jar full of water back on here and let this go back up to temp. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a different angle with your Jin Mandus. So you need to have some water on here so that the sides can stick together. When they go into the steamer, they're not separating on you. So now you have your water all around the edge. You're going to take some of your meat. I just take about a tablespoon. I mean, you can do more if you want, but a nice tablespoon. And now you're going to roll it. Okay? And you really don't just squish the sides down. You don't want them to leak out when they're in the steaming basket. And then just start making your design. So we're just going to check and see what our, oh, look at that. So I don't put a lot on, and how do you tell if they're done? If they come off and they don't stick, then that is a sure thing. These are so delicious. And you can take your bowl and you can slide it around so you can get your, and I had just checked my water underneath too. So now we're going to add some, this is kind of our last of our batches. About 5 fit on there nicely. Okay, we are all done. These turned out wonderful. The family loves them, and we're ready for dinner on this Friday night.